going to be able to relate to this. It's happened to all of us. We're holiday shopping or on the bus or the subway, and the person next to us is chatting away on the phone, and it goes on and on, like we're not even there, and like we want to hear the conversation. So we found someone who can help you get through it, maybe even stop it. Monica Wofford is a leadership development expert. She also wrote the book, Make Difficult People Disappear. So she's become very handy in a lot of situations. Monica, it's so great to meet you. You know it. I mean, even when you walked in, I'm just like this. I mean, we're all guilty of it sometimes, but it's that talking on the phone when you're in line. What is it with these people? Do they just not think about others? What is it?
Often they're not thinking about others at all. These are usually extroverted personalities, so they're wanting to either get something done or get appreciated. And the moment that you make them aware of how extroverted they're being, or loud, or obnoxious, often they'll politely walk away or say, oh, I'm sorry. But if you try to control what they're doing, then they'll make it louder because of that same personality.
Interesting. So how might you stop this? How do we make these difficult people disappear?
There's a couple of easy ways, actually. One is to make it their idea. Say something like, did you want me to be a part of this conversation? Or is this a conversation I should really hear? And they may clue in and say, oh, gosh, and walk away and get quiet. Or use some empathy. Instead of being frustrated with what they're doing, be fascinated that someone could actually talk that loud in a public place. But then you also might attempt to help and say something like, would you like me to give you some privacy to be able to finish this conversation?
Privacy in the middle of the mall. Of
you
course,
know,
that's a perfect place to look for privacy.
Whatever works.
But take something like flights. Soon, cell phones may be able to be used on flights.
We hope not.
Exactly. I mean, is this something where society has just become so open that we can do whatever we want, wherever we want, that there's no sacred place, except maybe the quiet train on Amtrak? You pick a cell phone up there, you will get in a lot of trouble. But how much is this going to get down the road and get worse?
It's a great question. You don't even have the sacred privacy in a stall in a bathroom anymore. You and I have both heard people make phone calls, flush, and I just think, oh my
wow, if that's not sacred, right?
Really. The world has changed. Technology has certainly infiltrated every bit of our lives. And I don't know that privacy has gone away. And on the airplane, certainly this will become an issue. There are a lot of million milers, a lot of frequent flyers on the airline that I use that are vehemently against all of the airline conversation that might happen. But one thing we can look at is most of the time, people are not being difficult on purpose.
Yeah, no one wants to be a difficult person.
They really don't.
Sure.
They're being what I would call different. And I don't mean, oh, aren't they special, different. They're not aware, they're oblivious, they're just taking care of what they need to get done, or they're having a conversation with a friend, and they really don't realize what's around them.
Well, some good tips to make them put down that cell phone and enjoy the holiday season. Monica, so great to have you here. Thanks so much.
My pleasure.